There are two basic ways to think about groove. In the first, the quantization or level of swing between the various instrumentation locks and meshes together. For example, if you were to choose a quantization setting in your DAW and apply it to all of the instruments. Sometimes, though, this can be done to too great of a degree when quantizing MIDI parts, and as a result, all of the life gets sucked out of the groove. The second way to think about groove is where each musician or musical part has its own groove, similar but slightly different. And this is naturally going to be the case when human beings play together. When you take musicians who each have great grooves and put them together, you often get something bigger and better. A composite groove produced from the interaction of all those individual feels. The ultimate groove probably lies somewhere between the extremes of perfect quantization and human error. Not too sterile and tight, yet not too loose and sloppy either. When a groove is great, it seems to lift the music up and to give it vibrancy. A good groove lifts the spirit and makes the audience want to dance. When a drummer has a great groove all by himself, he's said to have a pocket or deep pocket. This is especially the case if he or she can maintain that groove for an extended period of time. Many musical styles like funk and salsa call on the drummer to maintain a pocket. The bass player who, with the drummer, forms the foundation of the rhythm section should be able to lock in with the drummer and become part of that deep pocket. The drums and bass establish the rhythmic foundation for the other instruments like the guitars and keyboards to play over. And these instruments need to synchronize themselves with the drums and the bass so that they can play in the pocket. When all of the musicians are playing together in the pocket, a great groove has been established. One of the things I've noticed over the years as a jazz musician is that improvised lines will generally sound better the more in the pocket they are. It's easy to overlook this fact and to float or play loosely over the beat. Playing loosely over the beat can definitely be a useful device, but it's better to do this intentionally rather than aimlessly. In order to play in the pocket with the rhythm section, you should know your part so well that you don't have to think too much about it. Too much thinking often gets in the way of grooving. If I know my part well, that frees me up to focus on what the drums are doing, for example. Rather than listening solely to myself, I can really attune myself to the hi-hat or the ride cymbal and feel how my part meshes with it. Groove occurs when the various instruments rhythmically mesh and lock together. A good groove should fall between the extremes of being too sterile and being too sloppy. The pocket is the center of the groove.